What should we expect out of the Third Plenum? What is your, what are the conversations you're having with your circle there in Beijing?
Well, there are two areas of issues that we are expecting the Third Plenum will make progress in. The first area is short-term economic issues. That is, whether we will see the Third Plenum will come up with immediate and policies to help the economy to more quickly recover. The second area of issue to anticipate is long-term reform, of which the most important issue is local public finance, because there's a really need to prop up local public finance. Local governments have been busy for the past almost 20 years doing infrastructure, but they are burdened, excessively burdened by local debt. There should be some way to come to help. So these are the two issues to watch right now.
Yeah, I mean, can you maybe flesh that out a bit more? I mean, yet safe to say the fiscal plumbing in China has been pretty rocky, to say the least. What more can the central government do to support these indebted local governments?
Well, people are talking about increasing a certain amount of shares, tax shares for the local government. In other words, the local government will get more tax shares of tax revenue collected by the central government. But I do believe that there will be down the road, maybe this Third Plenum already there would be some indication of that, for the central government to issue more central government sovereign debt and use the receipts from that central government sovereign debt, so swap out some of the local debt. Only that way can local governments be able to come back to a sustainable footing when it comes to public finance.
What about on the consumption side and ensuring that, we are still looking at still reforms needed, particularly around, the social safety nets? Is there anything that you expect to come out of the Third Plenum as it pertains to being able to shore up consumer confidence, which this economy, frankly, lacks at the moment?
Well, I do strongly expect that there will be strong wording in this regard. That is for the document to claim, to call for more focus, more emphasis on China's consumption. That's also very important. Why? Because with that strong wording, down the road, maybe in the coming month, there will be programs to stimulate consumption by, for example, issuing consumption coupon for the National Day break, which is the October 1st to October 7th. The other area of fundamental reform to expect is that the tax revenue will be collected more from the consumption side rather than the production side. Now, for example, Chinese VAT, value-added tax, is now mainly collected from enterprises, so giving local governments where the enterprise is residing more incentives to increase production, whereas for the receiving side, for the consumption side of the product, the local government gets nothing. So this is a kind of strange, kind of bizarre. This is the opposite of most countries' situation. So this creates an incentive for local government to support increased production of the enterprise in their local region, whereas neglecting the measures to promote local consumption. So this area, there should be some reforms.
How big of a priority would be to stabilize the property market now, Li Daokui? Because that seems to be the first and foremost thing when it comes to the consumer. Are we likely to hear more bolder measures from what we heard back in May?
Well, I think two measures we can expect. Number one is that we expect certain statements saying that the developers should be stabilized in terms of their finance. In other words, there should be, in principle, no more defaults by the largest developers in the financial market, because the defaults of them in the financial markets are really doing a bad service to the financial sector. Its second area is for the document to announce that the old measures of managing the property market of the past 2 decades should be abolished, should be phased out. In other words, the restrictions in the purchasing of properties should be eliminated.